Hello subscribers and newcomers alike, my name is Rumpelstiltskin and welcome to my Terraria 1.3 reaction video to the Xbox One version. We are gathered here on this rainy day to witness the end of, well, some of these console exclusives. In this chest here, as you can now see, I have collected a wide variety of the items of the last few years. Let us bid them a fond farewell, and now we witness their changes. Well guys, the wait is over. It's finally here. I've loaded up my old series world in 1.3, and doesn't it look fantastic? So in this video, I'm going to be covering the console exclusive changes, talk about the new control scheme, go over some options and features that I've dabbled in and kind of figured out how they work a little bit since they've changed, and kind of show you also what they're about, and then end it off with some poll results. So I'm going to begin where my past self left off and talk about the console exclusive changes. Right now I'm going to pull up a picture of what it looked like before, just to kind of recap and give us a fresh look at what it looked like before. Well guys, this is what the new chest layout looks like, and the changes that were made to the contents within. I had to do some rearranging because the chest little layout changed. It's no longer 5 down, it's only 4, and they widened it out. So things got all jumbled up and I had to kind of resituate them back into order. So this is, some things are out of place, but this is basically what was left. I had 2 spaces available and now there are 5, so I'll tell you the 3 things that vanished completely. So it was a suspicious looking skull. It's completely gone, didn't get replaced with anything. I'm a little disappointed because I had heard that the Souls of Blight were going to change into money, which apparently they did not, because that is now missing. And then the George's tuxedo hat is also something that just completely vanished. I didn't have the full set of Fabulous or tuxedo, George's tuxedo, so I just had the hat or the headpieces. But anyway, let's get started. So the Terraria, as we know, like a lot of this stuff stayed what they had told us in the Terraria forums and the Wikipedia. The Terraria turned into the Hellwing bow. The Tizona turned into a claymore, chlorophyte claymore. The Tonbogiri turned into this chlorophyte partisan, and the Vulcan repeater turned into this chlorophyte shortbow. And then the spectral arrows that were also the special arrow that were shot from the Terraria have changed to Hellfire. So the Okram trophy and the mask have remained in the game. Those are the legacy items that they had mentioned that would stay. Now this is the other thing that I think wasn't really talked about in the forums or on the wiki. They kind of speculated, but the console exclusive enemy banners have been left in the game, so they are legacy items also. I had these couple that I threw in here, the albino antlion and the archdemon, and those have remained in the game. So the pets, as we knew, were going to be removed, but they've been replaced with these gold bunnies, which should sell for 10 gold apiece. The sparkly wings were changed to Senks wings here, as you see. It's one of the devs' special wing sets. The fabulous bow, or whatever it was called from the fabulous little fairy costume, that has changed to the tiara. And then these, all the armor sets, you know, of course, they were changed to vanity. And they all have like a special little message now. They all say ceremonial of something. And this one says ceremonial armor of fabled warrior for the Titan, or not the Titan, the warrior, the melee set. The Titan, which is the range set, says fabled tactician. And the magic or mage gear spectral turned into fabled mystic. And then the horn god set still remains as a vanity item. And then the 2, like Nintendo, the Link costume and the Plumber Mario, they changed into the original colors that they should have been. I don't know why they changed them for console, but that's what they did. But now they've been changed back, so those are still in the game. So all that stuff, as you see here, this is what it's changed into. Okay, so here we are at the main menu. I thought I'd go back and show you some of the little changes here and there if you haven't witnessed this yourself. So they did not add any new achievements to the game itself. They've added these new things called accomplishments, which were kind of like achievements. And if you click on them here, it'll show you like little things like, oh, chop down your first tree. Little pop-up will appear. Or build a house suitable enough for your first town NPC, like your guide. all these little things like this, and you can left bumper or right bumper and it'll pull up. You can go to collector. They have like different tabs for each one. So those are new little things that'll pop up here and there, but there are no new achievements. Still the 1,000. I think it's 30 achievements for 1,000. But that's what they added. They added accomplishments. So let's go into settings. Now, in general, there's a couple of new cool features that they've added, or things that I think are new. I don't remember the whole original options list from before, but let's go over these. So they got autosave. That's pretty self-explanatory. You want that on or off. Auto pause is actually kind of cool. If when I load up the game, I can show you what it does, but if you have that on, it's basically like playing offline. You push the pause button and it actually pauses. If you have it off, the enemies and stuff still move around. Day night still happens and stuff while you're just sitting there kind of AFK. Pick up text, that's pretty self-explanatory. Map enabled. They did add a mini map if you did not notice, which I'll go back into the game in a moment and I will show you that. And then they got smart cursor, so I can't talk. Mode toggle, event progress bar, which is kind of a cool little feature that they've added. So now you can see how far or how close you are to ending it. Placement preview, that's kind of self-explanatory. Blood and gore, highlighted new items on or off. And then this one, the parallax. The parallax controls how fast the background will move. I believe if you have it on 0, it'll barely move or not at all. And if you have it all the way up, the background walls and like the hills like you kind of see in here will move a lot more quicker. So on the main screen too, you can also change the cursor color. You can change it here. It's got the different shades. You can go to any color you want, and then you can kind of fiddle with like how bright or dark or whatever you want to do it. I just have kind of a yellow, kind of stands out a little bit, and there's volume, obviously. So let's go into the controls. So the controls, if you load up the game, you'll notice that some of the controls aren't what they used to be. And you can go back to the classic. They have this one here, what it's called, redigits. Sorry, I was reading red first. Redigits pick, and that's what it starts you at when you load up the game. So if you're trying to figure out what jump is, they changed it to left trigger. And that's why some of these things have been rebound. And you can still go, like if you go over, here's classic console. This is what the controls, what I'm familiar with, what they were before. So you can go back, or you can even custom. And they've added some new features here, which you may want to do custom for, because they have like some of these things that are unbound, like quick buff, quick mana throw. I don't know what throw actually entitles, but and then they have the mini-map controls, quick navigation, or you can just reset to default. So I'll go more over the controls when I get back into the game. And that's pretty much it from here. So let's see what it does when the new layouts. So you select, I'll just do single player. Oh, here we go. Here's like a little bug going on too. When you leave the game a lot, sometimes this stuff happens. So that's something we'll have to I'll have to report and see if that can get fixed. I've noticed that here and there when you leave the game. A lot of the times it kind of bugs out. So let's just pick a guy. Let's just go with Okram. And let's see if we can start a brand new world. It's kind of flickering here. Okay guys, I'm back. Sorry for the cut there, but that bug was really, well, bugging me. So I had to restart the game, and that seemed to have fixed it. The thing that I've noticed is if you tend to keep saving and quitting worlds here and there, like if you're trying to collect some stuff from other worlds and you're checking, that seems to be what might cause it. I'm not really entirely sure, but I've noticed that when I exit games or exit worlds here and there over and over, it seems to happen about maybe the 7th or so time. But yeah, sometimes it gets all weird and glitchy, and it was just messing with the game, so I had to reload it. So now you can see I actually have my characters. So let's just select a character, and let's make a new world so you can see what the new loading screen looks like. So let's just make a small. They have the expert mode option now available, which I will be doing a series soon for expert mode and see how that goes. So let's do normal, and let's just start this world. So upon seeing the loading bar, you can actually tell right away what your world's going to be. And this one's going to have crimson in it because you can tell the red side of the bar and the green. So that's a really handy way. Usually before you had to kind of look at the words as they loaded, and you kind of had to catch that little second of when it said corruption or crimson. But now it just straight out tells you what world. I guess there's not an option yet to it doesn't look like it anyway when I selected new world. Maybe I'll have to go back and check, but I didn't see that there was a way to put in like a seed or to actually choose whether or not you get one or the other. They might not have added that to the game yet. So let's get in there to the world when this finally loads. It seems like it still takes quite a long time to load a world up. And then we'll get into showing you some of the other features, like the controls. We'll go talk about more of the controls and how they work, or the new controls. But like I said, you can switch them back to the old ones if you prefer. And then we'll look at the map, talk about the map a little bit and how it functions. Some of the tabs, the new tabs and stuff, and how they work. So here we are. We're about to load up. Just about there. Come on. Taking a little bit longer than I wanted. Saving world. Good. Okay. So it doesn't just start you. I don't know if that's a bug. So it doesn't just start you out. Also, here's a little feature too. I think it was in the last one, version 2, but you can put left bumper to favorite. So like if you want this guy will move to the front. So that way you can, like if you have a ton of guys, or it also works with the worlds too. So like if I select this guy and I say, oh, you know, my Okra map, I want that one favorited. Now it's at the top of the list. So that's a little handy. I think it might have been in before, but it's still a little feature that's kind of helpful if you want to find something in a long list. So now we're in the world. Okay, so A has been changed to, as you can see here, has been changed to the mount. You can put a mount in your, like the little mount slot that they've added now. Left trigger is jump. And at first, I didn't like the left trigger. It really bugged me because A is like always jump. You know, it's kind of like the controls. It's like classic controls, not just for this game, but for like a lot of games. And at first, I didn't like the left trigger. But the more and more I've started fiddling around with it and playing this game, I'm starting to see the brilliance of it. And what I mean by that is, before, you have the right stick that you can aim. So like you have the left stick so you can move, you have the right stick so you can aim. Especially like if you're playing like Wall of Flesh, if you're fighting him, like, you know, you're running and then you look back and you aim backwards. Well, the problem with the jump being the A button was you have the right stick and then you have the right button, like a right side button. So you're sitting there trying to do two if you do two at once, or you just don't do it at all. And so now with the jump being left trigger, the attack being right, and then left stick moving and right stick doing this, it's almost like it works better. Because now I can jump, look back, and it makes it a lot easier than having two of the same, like 3 controls on the right side and 1 on the left. Now it's 2 on the left, 2 on the right, and it balances it out. So I may actually keep that. Every once in a while I still mess up and hit A to and it does this. It gets you on your mount. Unless you don't have one, then it just doesn't do anything. So B is the grapple in this redigits. This is the one I'm talking about, the redigits pick. So B is it's also the same button as interact. So if you go up to a chest, or if I go up to this guide here, B, and it's also for grapple. And I can see how that may become a problem if you're caving and you don't pick up a chest and you try to grapple. Like if you jump off something and you're too close to a chest, I could see how that could be a problem if you can take fall damage. So I'll have to wait and see how that ends up. But being the same button almost seems like it could be a little problematic. So let's see. Let's go to controls and look over some other things. So let's see. Smart cursor heals X, but that can be changed. I believe in the old controls the X was buff, and now it's unbound. Let's talk about the mini map. So the mini map, you can see here, you can actually control it. You can put bind controls to zoom out, zoom in, or toggle the map entirely. You can also do that from here. If you press Y, it'll pull up all your stuff here. And instead of having to switch between multiple tabs in pages like you used to, you can now just go right bumper over and you can go over to your stuff. So like my armor here and my accessories. And then if you go up to this little chain right here, it says equipment. That will show you can put a pet here. You can put a light pet, a pet that provides light, a minecart. Here's where you put your rideable mount, and then your hook. And you can even dye these too, like it has a slot now for dyeing. And then if you go back, it'll just, you know, you can do this. And then you can also still do the, like if you want it visible, left trigger, if you want any of this stuff visible. And if you go over to the right, you see this little map thing here. You can now do this, or you can bind these to keys too, which I may end up doing. But that way you can remove the mini map if you don't want it. You can put it on. You can show the full map. And the full map is still the back button, or whatever they call it on Xbox One. It's the one that has the two little screens. And the one thing I don't like about the new map function, I mean, it's nice because you can zoom in, you can zoom out. It doesn't let you move diagonal, which it's a little annoyance. It's nothing too big, but it's just kind of silly because they just let you go up and down, and that's pretty much it. But another thing that's nice about it is if you can move in and get it right on things, it actually tells you what you're looking at. So now you can go pot. Okay, there's a pot there. Or if you find some ores underground, you can actually now see them by clicking on them. Like, see, there's another pot. See if there's something else here I can find. Is there a chest? More pots. Try to see if I can find some ore, which it doesn't look like I'm finding any. But yeah, now you can look up ores. You can look up heart containers, like all sorts of things, but it's kind of hard to pinpoint. Like the left stick doesn't really like moving too fine. So it's kind of hard to get it right on things, but it is possible. I may just load up the other world just so I can show you. Oh, here's some ores actually right here. So if I do this, zoom out, silver. See, it tells you now what you're looking at without having to actually dig to it, which is kind of nice. So that's how you function the map. The map can work, you know, like that, or you can pull up the mini map. So a couple more features that I forgot to mention. Took some time, thought about it, and this is something that's really nice. Now that the chest is a part of everything, you can actually move things to and from rather quickly, and it's really nice because then last time you had to switch tabs to get to everything. Now it's just, you just push a button, it goes right in the chest. They even have a lot of other stuff too, like if you're near a chest and you hit this, you can go over and they have quick stack to nearby chests, or sort. You can sort your stuff, and now it just kind of moves it for you. So that's another kind of cool little feature, how to move stuff over. They still have the favorite. If you hit right trigger, you can favorite things, and then that prevents it from either being put in a chest or trashed. So that's a nice little feature too. So that way, if you have something you definitely don't want to get thrown out or put in a chest somewhere and get it lost, that's a good way to do that. Also, this is another thing I forgot to mention before. When you are building, it used to be, let me grab some stuff out and I'll show you. So the building used to be clicking in the right stick, and then once you clicked in the right stick, you would move around with that same stick and you would build, which was it was a little clunky and kind of hard to do sometimes, but you know, it worked. Now in these new controls, it's left stick to click and then right stick, and it's one of the things that I've been fiddling around with it for a little while, and I do not like it. I don't like the fact that you click in one stick and then move with the other one. That's just me personally. So I may be changing that, but this is now what the new thing looks like. It's got a little grid, and then you can, you know, build just like before, but it throws me off being two sticks. But what the right stick does now is if you click it in, it actually pulls up your torches. And I believe you can, in options, you can set it to be toggle or hold. Like right now, it's you have to click in the right stick and hold it to hold the torch out, which is actually a cool little thing. But you could have done that in the old one too with the D-pad. You could have like selected D-pad. But now, like here, if I don't have anything bind to it, I can actually do one by one block with the cursor here. As you can see, like I'm just doing little block movements here and there. So it's kind of up to you if you want stuff in it or not. I'm probably going to end up using the D-pad for other things besides the cursor, but that's just me. Or, you know, if you guys think so too. So let's see, I think that is now it. There was just some last minute things I kind of wanted to go over that I forgot to talk about the controls. So let's go on to the poll results, and I'll get those up and I'll show you them in a little bit. Okay guys, so I'm back with the poll results in the safety of my little house here, so I'm not getting attacked anymore. So I asked in one of my previous videos, what will you miss the most? And this is the results as I'll tell you here, and I'll probably pull them up on the screen as I'm reading them off for you. So pets, surprisingly, was actually the most missed thing out of all the people that voted for this poll. 58% said that they'd miss the pets the most. 25% said Okram. And then tied for third place is weapons and armors at 8%. They were each a different category, and they both got the same, 8%. And then vanity, nobody said anything about vanity, but most of the vanity stuff stayed. It just changed a little bit, except the George's tuxedo and the fabulous outfit. But that was it for the what you'd miss most. So now we'll move over to the results I got for what are you looking forward to the most for 1.3. So the top one on the list was expert mode. 37% said expert mode is what they were most likely, or what they wanted the most or looking forward to. Solar Pillars / Moonlord was 25%, and so was new weapons and armors. That was also another category. New weapons, armors, solar pillars, they all both got 25%, so equal. And then the last one was Martian Madness or events. That would probably also count the cultists as an event, I believe. It's kind of a boss, but too. But so that one got 12%. That was the last one. And then like the last category didn't get anything, was more into like the little things like details, stuff like that. Nobody liked that stuff more. So that's the results from my little polls that I put up in one of my older videos. But I believe that's it. I don't think there's anything left to cover other than, I guess, just showing you the pause feature real quick, because I think that was something I talked about, but I didn't show you. So if you have it set to auto pause, see, if you turn it off, turn it on. So if you have it off, it will, like I said, the game will completely keep going. So anywhere you stop, even if you open up your inventory or do anything in here, if you keep hitting all the triggers too, that's how you get to the crafting menu. I think I might not have talked about that yet. See, it's kind of the same as how it was, just all on one screen now instead of flipping tabs. You still kind of have to flip tabs between crafting and all that other stuff. You can see your housing from here, your players lists from up there too. But so yeah, you kind of have to make stuff by switching still, but it's all on one screen, so that's nice. But if you have not the controls, there we go. If you have auto pause on, even if you open up your stuff, it freezes the game. So if you want to like craft something real quick and like you're getting attacked by a bunch of stuff, you can actually put that on if you want, and that's what it does. So I guess that's a downside if you don't like that, but you like the pause. It's going to do this too. It's going to freeze the game even when you like open up this. So that might be something you'll have to think about if you want that on or off. But other than that, yeah, I think that's it. So that's it for my video. Sorry it was a little scattered. I was trying to get like everything covered. I should have had maybe a list or something. But anyway, that's it for my video. I hope you've enjoyed this or found this helpful in some way, shape, or form. Thank you for watching. Thanks for your support. I hope to catch you guys later. I'm thinking about making an expert mode playthrough here pretty soon, so if you want to check that out, you could. Subscribe for more, like, whatever. You guys know how YouTube works, so I'll let you figure that out. But anyway, that's it for me. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.